Most business advice tells you to maximize your capacity. Fill your calendar, book every slot, hustle harder. But I plan my business around an 85% capacity. And it's not because I'm uncommitted or unambitious. It's just because I've learned that margin is what makes everything else possible. When I first started my business, I planned like most people do, at 100%. Every hour accounted for, every week packed, no breathing room. And on paper, it looked really productive. But then life would happen. A client needed an extension, my energy dipped for a few days, a family issue came up, or honestly, sometimes I just had a brain fog day. And suddenly, I wasn't behind, I was scrambling. Stressed, feeling like I was constantly failing at something that should have been working. And here's what I realized. If your business only functions when everything goes perfectly, it's too tight. You're not leaving room for just being a human. So I started planning differently. I don't schedule every available hour anymore. I leave space in my calendar. I don't zero out my cash flow projections. I keep buffers. I don't map out my energy down to the last ounce. I plan for realistic weeks and not perfect ones. This isn't about lowering standards. It's about building a business that actually works with your life, not in spite of it. Because here's the thing, that 15 to 20% margin, that's not wasted space. That's where calm lives. That's the buffer that lets you handle a client request without panic, the space that lets you take a slower morning if you need it, the cushion that keeps a tax deadline from becoming a crisis. Margin is what lets you stay calm and consistent. And for introverted business owners, especially, the ones who already feel like they're behind or not doing enough, or constantly pushing, this changes everything. So what does this actually look like in practice? So in the calendar, I don't book client calls back to back anymore. There's space between them, and I block off full days for deep work, but I don't fill every minute of those days, and I protect time for life, not as an afterthought, but as part of the plan. So your energy. So I've stopped pretending that every week will be my most energized, focused week. Some weeks I'm sharp, some weeks I'm just slower. Planning at 85% capacity means the slower weeks don't derail everything. This is the same philosophy I teach with money, cash buffers, realistic projections, not zero-based survival budgeting, but it applies to time and energy too. Now you might be thinking, won't I get less done? In my experience, no, because when you're not constantly stressed and scrambling, you actually work better. You make clearer decisions. You don't waste energy recovering from burnout or fixing mistakes you made while overwhelmed. And here's what nobody tells you. Planning at 100% capacity doesn't mean you achieve 100%. It usually means you achieve 70% and feel terrible about it. Planning at 85% often means you achieve 85% and feel calm. Sometimes you can even exceed it because you have the space to do good work. So if you've been feeling like your business only works when nothing goes wrong, if you're tired of constant scramble, if you want to build something that feels sustainable, start here. So leave space. Plan for real weeks, not perfect ones. Build margin into your calendar, your cash flow, and your expectations of yourself. Calm doesn't come from doing more. It comes from leaving space for being a human. If this resonates with you, I teach this philosophy along with the practical systems that make it work inside my content on financial clarity, calm business planning, and realistic operations for introverted business owners. Links are below. And if you want help planning your weeks with this kind of margin built in, check out my weekly clarity planner. The link is below in the description. And thanks for watching. Stop.